So here in this slide, we are going to look into we are going to automate the complete DevOps process from development, continuous integration, continuous delivery, and deployment. All the processes from developer till ops, till exposing it to the external world. Everything, every inch of that complete process, we are going to automate it using a certain tool. So now, but before we start exploring this part, I would like to show you some of the conventions that I have used here. The blue one, the blue arrow with the dotted lines is our push, and then if it is a red, it's pull. You look at the bottom most of the screen, and then for manual step, yellow. So here we don't find a lot of manual steps, one or two. So automated step, it's absolutely red. And then for the feedback, auto feedback, you have written as a feedback inside that arrow mark. And if it is manual feedback, it's a dotted line and inserted with a feedback word. Okay. So that's these are the conventions of this pictorial representation of automatic DevOps process. Okay. So again, the process goes in the same way. All are same. Like first shelf consists of the processes that are running, and second shelf consists of an artifact server. So where all our artifacts will be published, and then the bottom shelf consists of the system admins and then quality assurance guys who do those tests and gives the feedback back to the developers. This is the system that we set up now to automate all the processes of DevOps ecosystem. What we need is a different thing. So we need another server. So for that, we will reach out to the system admin. So system admin has set up a server. He has provisioned a server. In that server, he has configured with some tools like Java Development Kit and then Jenkins. He has installed these tools inside that. Then that server will become a Jenkins automation server. So now we have a server to automate everything. Now we will start working on this. Now what we'll do is, the next step is we have to write a Jenkins script. It's a Groovy script. We will write a Jenkins file using Groovy script. Whatever activities you want to do, you want to automate it, all activities as soon as the code is been pushed to the code repository or SCM. From that moment, rest all activities should be completely automated. So that's the thing we have to write in our Jenkins script, or we call it as a Jenkins file. Here in Jenkins file, J is capital. So you write the script, and then once you execute, all the processes will be automated. Okay, so now we will begin that. So anyway, as usual, the development process, that's a manual process. The developer will push the code into the code repository. Sorry, developer will pull the code into the code repository or SCM. Then developer 2 will pull that code back to his computer in the local machine. Then again he will push the code back, and then once the code is integrated completely into the code repository or SCM, that's it. That's it. Once the code has been pushed into the repository, now it is time to Jenkins to take over the complete setup. So the code has been pushed. Now Jenkins got the signal from there. Now the Jenkins will communicate with the build server where Maven is installed. Now it will do unit test, then it will do packaging of that. Once the packaging is done, then it will publish it back to the artifact registry. everything is automated completely. You are not going to do anything. All is done through the Jenkins server using the specific servers. Once it is published to the artifact registry, now it is time for the setting up test environment. So anyway, the test environment will be set up by the system admin well before. So then the Jenkins communicate with the testing environment where we might have installed the Sonar Cube. Then that automatically the test environment will pull the artifact from the artifact registry, and then it will do respective tests. At the same time, user acceptance tests will also be taken care by the user acceptance test server. These are all things will be automated. We are not going to do anything other than setting up the servers and configuring the servers based on their need, whether it is test environment or staging environment. Okay, once it is done, then all tests that we have written, that test file that we have written, like dev test, regression test, performance, compatibility, everything will be completed. Once it is done, it will be promoted. The healthy artifact will be promoted to the registry. Then again, we will have a staging environment. The staging environment will pull this artifact, and then there it's a production replica. So there all the post deployment tests will be done. Once that is done, then the application will move into the artifact repository again, the healthy one. Then this one finally move for the deployment. So here what will we do is, our production server will pull the healthy on completely tested, validated artifact into the production server, and then it will be deployed and it will be exposed to the external world. So the last one is deployment. So here we have seen development, which is manual, then continuous integration from code repository till test environment. This part is continuous integration, and doing unit tests and packaging it. It's nothing but a building. So this part is called continuous integration. Then after that, from test environment, staging environment, doing all the tests and completing the validation and testing. So that part is called continuous delivery. Continuous delivery, that means you're making your application ready for the deployment. It's a delivery. Then at the final stage, we will unpack the archive and then deploy it in the server automatically. That's called continuous deployment. That's called continuous deployments. Normally CI/CD we say. CI means continuous integration. From as soon as the code has been pushed into the repository, code repository or SCM, it should be automatically taken, and then unit test should be done, and then it should be packaged or built as an archive. This is called continuous integration. And after that, once packaged and archived and published into the artifact registry, then the next thing left is to pulled by the testing environment and do all the tests, and then promote it to the artifact registry back again. And if there are any issues, again send the feedback back to the developers using Slack tool. Then doing the staging environment, then in the staging environment, testing all the things. So this part, after packaging, after building an application, after you getting an archive and doing tests and putting in staging environment and testing it and promoting it back to the artifact registry, from here till here, this part is called continuous delivery. This part is called continuous delivery. Once it is delivered healthy, then the next thing is to unpack it and put it into the production server with the required service. Then it will be exposed to the external world. This is called continuous deployment. It's called continuous deployment. From pushing the code into the code repository or SCM till it is exposed to the external world, all together we call it as a continuous integration, CI, continuous delivery, CD, and continuous deployment. So this is what happens this is what we do. This is how our Jenkins tool is powerful. This is how it makes the complete whole system automated. And then from Jenkins you will get a feedback. If there are any issues, the Jenkins will push that feedback back to the developer using some tools, and the whole system can be monitored using Prometheus or some other tool. These are called monitoring tools. At the same time, our testing servers, user acceptance servers, all will send the feedback, the manual feedback through the quality assurance 1 and 2 back to the developers. This is how the whole system can be automated using Jenkins server or Jenkins tool or Jenkins application.